What if I told you the most valuable coding skill in 2026 isn't JavaScript? It isn't Python. It isn't React. It isn't even prompt engineering. Because let's be honest, AI can already write thousands of lines of code in seconds. It can build websites, create APIs, debug your code, even generate an entire full-stack application. So what skill is actually becoming more valuable instead of less? Today I want to talk about one ability that almost every senior engineer has, but very few juniors intentionally learn. And surprisingly, it's probably the one skill AI cannot replace anytime soon. That skill is called systems thinking. Part 1. Code isn't the product. Here's something that completely changed the way I think about software. Back in 1985, computer scientist Peter Nauer proposed a fascinating idea. He argued that code is not the program. Read that again. Code is only the shadow of the program. The real program exists inside the developer's mind. It's the understanding of why components exist, how they interact, what depends on what, and what happens when something changes. Imagine looking at a city from above. The buildings are easy to see. But what really makes the city work? The roads, power lines, water systems, traffic, communication. Those invisible connections are what keep everything alive. Software is exactly the same. The files are just buildings. The architecture is the city. Part 2. AI writes code, but who designs the system? This is where many people misunderstand AI. Yes, AI is becoming incredibly good at generating code. Sometimes better than humans. But generating code isn't the same as designing software. Think of AI as an orchestra. It can play every instrument: piano, violin, drums, trumpet, perfectly. But who decides when each instrument should play? Who decides the rhythm? Who makes sure the entire performance sounds beautiful? That's the conductor. And in software, you are the conductor. AI plays the notes. You design the music. That's a huge difference. What exactly is systems thinking? It's not about memorizing frameworks. It's not about knowing every programming language. Instead, it's about understanding how everything connects together. Whenever you build software, you should always be able to answer 3 simple questions. Question number 1. Where is the truth stored? Who owns the data? If multiple parts of your system think they own the same information, bugs are already waiting to happen. Question number 2. How do you know the system is healthy? Where are your logs? Where are your metrics? How will you know if something silently fails? If you can't answer this, your application may already be broken. You just haven't noticed yet. Question number 3. What breaks if I remove this component? Imagine deleting one service, one API, one database table, one queue. Can you predict the ripple effect? If not, you don't fully understand your own system. And AI definitely doesn't either. Here's something I've noticed. Many people build software with AI, and it works. At first. Then suddenly, everything falls apart. Why? Because AI is incredibly good at writing local solutions. But software isn't local. Software is connected. AI might create duplicated business logic, hidden dependencies, poor state management, security issues, or architecture that's impossible to maintain. The scary part? Everything still appears to work. Until one day it doesn't. That's why experienced engineers spend far more time thinking than typing. The good news is, systems thinking isn't something you're born with. It's trainable. Here are 4 habits you can start today. First, draw before you code. Use pen and paper. Sketch your components. Draw arrows. Map the data flow. If you can't draw your system, you probably don't understand it yet. Second, write a specification before asking AI. Instead of saying, "Build me an authentication system," write what problem you're solving, the requirements, the constraints, possible failure cases. The better you're thinking, the better AI performs. Third, challenge every AI answer. Don't just ask, "Generate code." Ask, "Why did you choose this design? What are the alternatives? What could break?" Treat AI like a senior engineer you're interviewing, not a magical machine that's always right. Every week, rewrite something manually. Yes, even if AI already wrote it. Because coding isn't just producing software, it's training your brain. Just like going to the gym, the goal isn't lifting the weight, the goal is building muscle. People keep asking, will AI replace software engineers? I think that's the wrong question. AI is replacing typing. It's replacing boilerplate. It's replacing repetitive coding. But it isn't replacing judgment. It isn't replacing architecture. It isn't replacing systems thinking. The developers who only know how to write code may struggle, but the developers who understand how systems work will become more valuable than ever. Because in the age of AI, writing code is becoming cheap. Thinking clearly is becoming priceless. So if you're learning programming today, don't focus on becoming someone who writes the fastest code. Focus on becoming someone who understands the entire system. Because that's the one coding skill AI still can't replace.